You know the song, right? Don't worry, be happy. But are you able to actually live the principle? Easier said than done, right? Our next guest's new book might be able to help reduce your fear and your anxiety, and she just happens to be a St. Louis native to boot. Kathryn Tristan has just written Why Worry? Stop coping and start living. Welcome to Great Day. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me. It's wonderful.
First time on our show, and I'll be honest with you, your anxiety level for a first-timer is a lot lower than a lot of first-time guests that we deal with, which I guess makes a lot of sense. But it wasn't always that way for you. You had anxiety issues even at a fairly young age.
Yes, absolutely. And a lot of us are in a personality mode that's a little bit hypersensitive, and you fear more things. You are excited about things, but you're more volatile. And I think part of that grew into college days. And I had a panic attack while I was in college trying to study for finals. And that affected me really for the next 10, 15 years. I was trying to avoid that. But then I learned something really valuable to help me get over that, and that was I was making a choice. That worry, how I deal with worry, is a choice. And I could choose not to go to the dark side. That I could also learn to disagree with it and manage it better.
How did you learn that? Did someone help pull you out of that? Is this something that you came to be aware of on your own?
Yes, I think I would be called an N of 1, which means I'm my own case study.
Spoken like a scientist, a sample size of 1.
That's right. But the thing is, you know, I tried a number of things and they were part of the puzzle. They helped me. I tried therapy, some medication, but I really had to develop my own tools to deal with this and work from the inside out, not the outside in. So I think I developed my own tools, and a lot of things helped me.
And it's working for you, and you're sharing
very well.
And we love that. So what are, just speaking generally, what are some of the worst ways that we tend to worry? How are we hurting ourselves here?
Yeah, we hurt ourselves a lot because there are more than 40 million of us who have anxiety, and then even more with depression and addiction. So worry is at the nub of that. Well, the worst ways we worry is, number one, just popping the pill. You know, medication does help, but studies show that it doesn't solve your problems. And so you need to have some talk therapy or open up a little bit about it, journal about it. So that doesn't help. Boozing, again, if you are having some wine with dinner, but if you're guzzling 4 martinis at night, not so good.
That's a problem.
But the number one way, the worst way we worry is what I call terribilizing, that we make something that's small into a worse condition, a catastrophe. And unless you learn to listen to your thoughts going to that route, that's what makes you have anxiety and beyond.
You talk about in your book the 4 core concepts that can help us along the way. Always have choices is number 1. What do you mean by that?
That everything in life is a choice. Your reaction to what happens to you is a choice. You may not be able to help what does happen. You may lose your job. That's not your problem. That is your problem, but that isn't, you know, what you're focusing on is what choices do I have after I've lost that job? How do I react is my own choice. And
going hand in hand with that, choosing to change your own outlook, realizing that a lot of it is how you're viewing things.
Absolutely. You know, and some of the outlook makeovers, which is what I call them in the book, to focus on is perfectionism. A lot of us are dealing with trying to be too perfectionistic instead of flexible. We're blaming instead of finding gratitude in our lives, you know, and then we're angry instead of letting it out in a way that helps us. So that's how to have a makeover, you know, of how you're thinking.
I would think this would make you more anxious, but another one of our core concepts is risking. It'll actually help you recover. Read the book to find out more about it. Kathryn, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You can find a link to Kathryn's website and more details on her book at greatdaystlouis.com.